Welcome back to the battlefield. So at the end of last episode, there was a little bit of a rebellion remaining. I just went ahead and chased that down off camera because I was still going to fight it manually, but I figured it wasn't really that important to show, and I could just get it out of the way real quick. So I believe this turn is basically finished. I've been having a look around at some diplomacy items, and let's definitely get some cultural conversion here. I was kind of thinking about expanding to my west, but I've realized that Pontus is actually really good buddies with Bosphorus, so I would rather just stay friendly with all of them, because that kind of maintains my diplomatic immunity in a circle around me. Now, unfortunately, Pontus has made it over to Tarsus, and they took that settlement, so I'm not going to be able to get to that one. I should look at how Pontus feels towards Egypt. Alright, so it's a good sign that Pontus and Egypt do not get along. And of course, these two, Bosphorus and Egypt, are pretty neutral towards each other. I should also probably take a look at this. So, this faction here, Nabatea, they're not really friendly with Pontus. Alright. So I should have decent diplomatic security
I am honored to receive this embassy
around me. Ironically, now that I want non-aggression with these guys, they don't want it. Well, we'll make the offer and then whatever. Alright, so what we need to do for the next little bit is do just a touch of consolidation so I can get my armies ready to go against Nabatea. Did I ever recruit another spy? I did, but they're in this army. Alright. I'll go ahead and leave that spy there for now and end this turn, because I don't think there's anything else I can really do. But so the plan is attack Nabatea. Hopefully issues don't arise with Pontus. They are still trading with me, so that should at least give me immunity from them for a few turns. These guys want non-aggression, I do not. Alright, so it will be a few turns before I actually declare war on them, so I think it's okay to keep that trade agreement for now. The other option is I could just go attack Egypt. I'm wondering if that would be the better choice, instead of going after Nabatea, if I should try and take down Egypt. But Egypt is a much larger faction. Okay. Well, let's see. So Nabatea should have like 3 settlements, maybe 4 if they have this settlement as well. It looks like they do. So maybe I should go after Egypt first. My original thinking was I could take out Nabatea relatively quickly because Egypt is a fairly large and powerful faction. But maybe Egypt is the better option right now because Pontus just declared war on them. So, I'm definitely good on food. I'm going to send my spy over here to just kind of take a look at what's going on. Make sure public order is in the positive wherever it can be. Alright, so my main province is taken care of. I've got a little bit of income per turn now. Keep rotating these guys up here. Maybe it would be better to send them over to Dura. I think putting them in patrol stance will remove their movement order, but whatever. Alright, so Palmyra is actually in the positive. The only place that is not is Syria, but I can't realistically do too much about it just yet, because I think most of the public order in Palmyra is coming from this force. Let's see, I'm going to go ahead and move. I'm actually going to just bring this army around this way for now.
Make haste, men. I don't care how tired you are.
Alright. Then the other thing I need to do is spend a little money on some development. The question is, what do I develop first? I'm thinking public order, because that way I won't need to keep my armies in the area. So yeah, I'm going to go for the public order over here. That cuts me down on money pretty hard, but that's okay. I'll go ahead and leave my governors where they are. Well, now that I've got a little bit more control in Syria, I'll go ahead and bring a governor over here. That'll reduce my income probably, and it'll undoubtedly reduce the public order a little bit in my main province, but that's okay. As far as loyalty, things look fine. This guy is in the positive still, which is good. I wonder if I can manage to get peace with these guys real quick, because that would boost my loyalty with him even further. Alright, so that's not an option. Pontus, do you want non-aggression? No.
You have my
Bosphorus, do you want non-aggression? You already have non-aggression.
Will you have wine?
I wonder if a defensive alliance with these guys would be good.
Talk?
Welcome, friend. Welcome.
One of these days, someone will actually accept a diplomatic offer, right? Alright, anyway, I don't think there's much else to do this turn. I've got my armies moved, my agents are all deployed. And I don't really have much money to do anything else anyway. So yeah, I'm going to go check out what's going on at Antioch, and I might just declare war on Egypt first. It wouldn't surprise me if I end up at war with both Egypt and Nabatea at the same time. I'm kind of hoping that doesn't happen, because part of what I would like to do with this campaign is get the achievement where you fight every battle manually and don't lose any battles. But we'll see if I can pull that off. Alright, good. Reaching improved levels of technology. Go ahead and stick the governor over here and set him to work. Definitely set to have a rebellion in Syria this turn, but I can probably prevent it with this army going into a patrol stance. Unfortunately, it means they'll take some attrition because it's an extreme drought. I hate the province of Syria because it has that all the time. But what can you do? Alright, so we're going to have a rebellion here no matter what, so I may as well tax it. These guys can go ahead and keep moving up this direction. I definitely think I have to put them in the patrol stance at the end of every movement. Alright, for research, I could go for extra ammunition for missile units. That actually would be a fantastic upgrade for this faction. It's going to be a long time before I can get the tier 3, or the tier 4 barracks rather. So I don't think I need to worry about that. Extra movement range would be nice. Going up against Egypt, it would be good to have some extra skill for my cavalry. But I think more important than that will be just taking care of my finances. So I'm going to start off with this construction, and then the next one I think I'll do foreign customs. We'll see if I remember by the time I get that many turns in. The other thing I can do is upgrade this now, just so I can at least be on the path towards better infantry. Let's go ahead and just deploy the spy this turn. Alright, so Pontus is already laying siege to Antioch, and Antioch will... Actually, they might repel that army. We'll see. We will see. Alright, I might switch my edict around over here as well. Because the extra income would be really, really nice. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that for this turn and just see what happens.
All skills improve with practice.
How many times can I be robbed of Antioch? Is that Rhodes that took that? That's definitely not Pontus. I'll have to check on what's going on over here. Because this could even be an opportunity for me to betray Pontus and expand west, depending on how this battle goes for them. Unfortunately, we do have another rebellion to deal with. Let me check out this situation first. Alright, so Rhodes is at war with Pontus, and they managed to take this settlement. My spy, I can go check out. Alright, so they're still laying siege over here. What's happening? Alright, so that army is pretty well spent. And Pontus has reinforcements right behind, so they will definitely be taking that city back. This army isn't particularly good. I could probably beat it relatively easily with my current forces. This army is much, much heavier. So I think I would need to upgrade my troops, or at least take them in a situation where I've got twice as many forces as them. I'm not going to disband any of these infantrymen just yet, because I've still got, what, 5 turns until that completes, and then I'd like to upgrade it again to the next tier. So I've still got several turns ahead of me before I will be recruiting my real good infantry. Alright, let's go deal with this rebellion. Be another pretty standard rebellion put down. I feel I probably don't need to explain that anymore. But it's going to look pretty much the exact same as all the other ones, I would imagine. You never know, something could go terribly wrong and I could royally screw up and somehow lose to this little force, but let's just hope that doesn't happen. Nice open playing field for me.
We understand.
Step 1, as always, get rid of their fast units and their ranged units. Can hopefully just chase the archers out the back and then kill them with my horse archers. Just keep the general kind of close by. It's okay if we take damage here, it doesn't really matter.
The battle favor.
Right, their archers kind of escaped over there. Still had just enough there to take them out. Alright, so you guys go ahead and pull back out of it. And fire at will. Get the infantry to go in now and slow them down. And do the rest of the work with the general. Send this unit to run down the... I should actually run down this unit as well. Run down the retreating units so that I don't have to fight this rebellion a second time. Alright, General, go ahead and move on over here. Get ready to do your thing. I'm okay doing some friendly fire with the horse archers. Okay, but maybe not that much. Go ahead and tell them to stop firing at will, and just let the rest of the battle play itself out. Got rid of all of those units.
The enemy general is dead.
Just trying to make 100% certain I don't have to chase these guys again. Alright, so that's every last one of them dealt with. These rebellions are pretty large. I don't think they actually impact my regional manpower, but if they did, this would be pretty devastating to each region. Having this many people die every, I don't know, 4 turns. Alright, so looking at things right now, I probably won't get to a point that I can declare war on any major faction in this episode. Since they're all dead, I can just release them. So, hopefully this episode will go live before I play the next one, so if you guys would please leave me your comments, your feedback, who you think I ought to declare war on. Going in against Pontus, I have a chance to deal with a lot of their military power right off the bat here, especially if they lose the siege at Antioch. Because I could quickly wipe out this army and then hopefully get my second army up here to deal with the second one, and I can't imagine that they have a third full stack over here. So I could have a really good opportunity to go in against Pontus. The danger of that is it'll make these guys angry with me. The alternative is I could just go back with my plan of taking on Nabatea, which wouldn't be too difficult. It would have some decent fights for sure, but the land that they currently own isn't terribly valuable. So anyway, let's see. I have a little bit of cash. I think I should probably keep spending it to upgrade Mesopotamia because it is my second major province right now. There's no downsides to upgrading that building, so I may as well go for it.
At your command.
I think I'm going to have to keep these guys here. Do you know what? I'll send them up here because I would like them to be a little bit closer to my northern border just in case I decide to go in against Pontus. And I know that's going to mean public order problems in Syria, but that's okay. They can just deal with their own problems for a little while. Alright, loyalty still looks fine. My influence probably doesn't look great, but it's acceptable. Alright, is that everything for this turn? I feel like I'm missing something. This spy we're working on giving the campaign map movement range and whatever other bonuses for public order or a local governor general that we can. This army needs to keep moving, but they've already done that this turn. Alright, so that's it for this turn. It feels good to actually have some income again. One of the main problems I ran into when I first played around with a couple of campaigns in DEI was just the fact that I couldn't get enough money to support my troops, and so anytime I lost a unit, I couldn't afford to replace it. And so my Roman campaign, the Idrisan Kingdom, and then the Pergamon campaign, all three of those campaigns actually did really, really well financially. I never really felt like I had many problems, at least not for an extended period. This campaign, I'm definitely feeling the pressure for money a little bit, but I'm also being a lot more aggressive than I normally would be in a campaign. Mission failed. Alright, I don't really care about that. Okay. Do you know what? Did they actually do it? They may have actually done it. Antioch still has a somewhat healthy garrison. This army is still alive, and I don't see an army from Pontus over here anywhere. I'm gonna have to make some big boy choices soon. Sounds stupid even saying it like that, but whatever. Okay, I don't have to care about them. What to do? How does Iran feel about these guys? Nothing too crazy between them. These guys are friendly. They're actually military allies, so that would be dangerous. Yeah, the danger is going to war with Pontus. It likely will mean going to war with Bosphorus, and that would mean kind of a diplomatic collapse along my entire northwestern front. I have still got trade with Nabatea. They definitely want non-aggression. You know what? I'm all in. All in. Sorry, I know I'm probably not leaving much time for... well, I'm not leaving any time for you guys to actually leave feedback, not lead it. But I think I'm going to ally up with my southern border and take Asia Minor. I've been fighting in Asia Minor for every campaign since what feels like the dawn of time. But it looks like that's where I will end up again. Egypt is somewhat weakened. Let's see here. But they are still a very, very strong faction. The problem with Egypt is they usually end up having a lot of wars. They're actually not doing too bad, though. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and just cut this episode right here. And try and get this episode put up like immediately so that you guys can hopefully leave some feedback on it. I personally right now am really leaning heavily towards attacking Pontus. They just lost a couple of major military engagements out here. So their armies should be kind of kaput. It wouldn't be I don't think it would be too difficult to just quickly steamroll them. But yeah, I'll go ahead and end the episode here and hopefully get this put up on YouTube within the next day or two so I can get some feedback and get continuing on this campaign. Anyway, I hope you guys are still enjoying, and I will see you in the next one.